We have never seen this before as two Sharks rookies make history last night. Plus, we're going to have an early look at what the Sharks offseason is going to look like. So you're not going to want to miss this episode of Sharks Digest. But before we dive into everything, we got to say that 58% of you guys watching this video aren't subscribed to the channel. So make sure down below, hit subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up on the latest Sharks news heading into a very busy offseason. And speaking of offseason, let's get into it right away, because the Sharks have a lot of money to work with. If we just take a look at what their cap situation right now, currently it is at $23 million, but heading into next season, they have over $40 million, you are seeing that right, in cap space. So they are going to have a lot of money during free agency and the offseason to make deals work, to make a big trade happen if they do see that, because they do have 2 firsts and 2 seconds for this upcoming draft. So if they see something that they like, they could definitely go out and trade at the draft and make a big acquisition, because they can take on any contract at this point in time. So very interesting stuff for the Sharks. But looking at the top UFA list right now, there's obviously the big name at the top in Mitch Marner that we've talked extensively about here on the channel. And I think that if the Sharks see fit, that if he doesn't re-sign in Toronto, I think they go after this guy. I think they go after him, offer him a lot of money, a lot more money than what the Toronto Maple Leafs could offer him. But it would be an interesting decision for Mitch Marner, because obviously the Sharks aren't really going to be competing for maybe as two more seasons, I would say. But adding a guy like Mitch Marner could immediately put these guys into the mix for competing. I definitely think that. I think they would definitely be a fringe wildcard team with this guy on their team, no doubt about that, because if they go after Mitch, they're going to go after some guys that they could have a very solid lineup with. And with all the good players we have right now in Toffoli and Celebrini and Will Smith and all these guys, Eklund, we could definitely make some serious damage, some serious noise in next year's season if we did sign Mitch Marner. But that's very unlikely. I would probably put it at maybe like a 70-30% chance that he doesn't come here, but there's always a chance that he does come to San Jose. But a lot of other names here: John Tavares, Matt Duchene, a bit older guys here, some veterans. A very familiar name there in Mikael Granlund. I do really like that. I think maybe that was the whole plan all along, was to trade Granlund, get something back for him at just before the deadline, so that you can go out and sign this guy back in the offseason. I think Granlund enjoyed his time in San Jose and was really becoming a mentor for these younger players. So getting him back for the end of his career, I think, could be a great option for San Jose. But it is really on the player here whether he wants to compete for a Stanley Cup. But if he wins the Stanley Cup this year, I can definitely see him coming back to the Bay Area. There's no doubt about that. But like, one name that sticks out to me here that I could really see the Sharks going after is Nikolai Ehlers. This has been a very big question mark for the Winnipeg Jets all season, is do they have enough money to keep this guy in Winnipeg? And that's the big dollar question, right? Is, can they afford this guy? And if they can't, I think the Sharks is a good home for him. Like I said, they have a lot of money. They can offer him a lot more than what the Winnipeg Jets are going to offer. But I think the big thing about signing with San Jose right now, especially, at 29 years old for Nikolai Ehlers, I think is, do they want to, suffer through a season or two of the Sharks not being in the playoffs? But if he wants to go after a big paycheck, the Sharks are definitely a place to do that, and I think he would slot in very well with this team and become a very good player for the Sharks, and it could really gel this top 6 very well. But moving on here, the bottom, kind of 12 free agents here, a lot of names there like Claude Giroux, Brad Marchand, Patrick Kane, Brock Nelson, a lot of older guys here that are probably going to want to go to veteran teams and try to win a Stanley Cup if they do even continue playing. Brock Besser is one there that really interests me, because he is 28, so if we can lock him up for about 5 years, I think he could be a good acquisition for this team and someone who can grow with the young guys that are already on the team. That's the guy that kind of sticks out in my mind. There's Sam Bennett as well. I could see him in a Sharks uniform, but I think he's going to sign back in Florida. I think he just loves playing there. But Brock Besser is a name that sticks out to me that I think potentially Mike Grier could go after. But one thing I did want to note out is the younger UFAs. So, you have a lot of defensemen here. Henry Yoki-Haru and Dante Fabro are the big names that stick out to me. Dante Fabro has had a very standout season with the Columbus Blue Jackets and really put his name on the map. And both of these guys, Dante Fabro being 26, Henry Yoki-Haru being 25, I think these guys could sign with the Sharks because they are young players. They're in their mid-20s. They have a lot of time to grow. These guys, I believe, they're both coming off one-year contracts, a prove-it deal, which I think Dante Fabro has definitely proved it. Henry Yoki-Haru, I think he has as well. I think he's had a very solid season. So I think getting both of these guys, or one of these guys, especially Dante Fabro on the right side, a right defense for the San Jose Sharks could be a very good option, and a signing that a lot of us could see coming because he is a younger player, an established defenseman, a right shot which is hard to come by, and a player who is young that can grow with this team and grow with this D-core. I really do like this signing, and I really do hope that Mike Grier and the Sharks do go after Dante Fabro here in free agency. But the big question is the goaltending, because the goaltending right now, obviously we're looking like our guy Askarov is going to be our starter next season, but we have Georgiev expiring, and right now we have Romanov backing up. With no offense to Romanov, but I don't think he is quite NHL ready right now, so I think the Sharks are going to sign a backup for Askarov, and probably an older guy that can mentor him and help him become an NHL starter. I think that's what they're going to go after, and a guy that sticks out to me here is Big Save David Rittich, a guy who's kind of bounced all over the league since leaving the Calgary Flames. I think this guy could be a very cheap but reliable backup goalie for the San Jose Sharks team, and a guy, like I said, who can share his experience, mentor Askarov, and just help him become a better goalie. I'd really like to see that, but there's a lot of guys here, like Alex Lyon as well. I think he could be a very good option. All these names on this list right now are great options for San Jose Sharks in regards of backup goaltenders and guys that could really help our boy Askarov become the goalie that he is meant to be. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section of everybody we've talked about today. Who would you like to see the Sharks sign this offseason? We're going to get into the big news here today, which is the two Milk and Cookie boys have made history as with 2 goals last night. Will Smith hit 40 points on the year to give the Sharks 2 rookies with 40-plus points seasons in the same season. For the first time in team history. Yes, it is the first time in San Jose Sharks history that 2 rookies have both hit 40-point seasons, and they say it's just the 20th time since 01-02 that one team had multiple 40-point rookies. So, very elite company that they are etching their names in right now, obviously becoming the first pair in franchise history to make this feat. Obviously showing how great these guys have played this season on a team that, has been slipping, has been losing games. These guys have been the bright spot. These guys have been the shining light in the Bay Area for the San Jose Sharks. So I really like this. I think that Will Smith and Celebrini are obviously the future of the San Jose Sharks, and this just shows it. Showing that they can put their names in the history books of the franchise in just their first season only shows how good these guys are going to be for the future of this organization. Just talking about Will Smith, this is a guy who a lot of people were unsure of coming into the season, especially around the NHL. I think Sharks fans knew what we were getting with Will Smith, but a lot of these guys, a lot of critics said, I don't think Will Smith's going to work out in the NHL. I don't think his going right to the NHL is really going to help him. But we've seen him become a great NHL player this season and really prove the doubters wrong. Like this 40-point season here, 24 assists, 16 goals, and just 69 games. Nice. This guy has been a very solid rock for this San Jose Sharks offense, and him and Celebrini, these guys obviously have a great bond off the ice, and now they're joining the records books as a pair. It's just great to see. I think Will Smith is going to be the 2C of the future for the San Jose Sharks, but this is a guy we've seen bounce around. He's played wing this season. He can play all over the place. When you have a Swiss Army knife guy like that, it's only going to help you out. But Jumping on to Macklin Celebrini, there's no doubt about it. He has been such a great player for us this year. I mean, right now with 57 points in 65 games, having 21 goals, 36 assists, this guy's had some very well-distributed offense. He's such a great playmaker. We know his hands are ridiculous at times as well. His passing vision is insane, and this is only his first season. He is a rookie, so with time, as he grows, as he becomes a bit more mature NHL player, this guy I think is going to be a consistent 80-point scorer in the NHL. I would even go higher than that. I can see him hitting 100 points at some time in his career. If you get a good team around this guy, he's going to go off and he's going to have a 100-point season. There is no doubt about that. I really like Macklin Celebrini, and obviously right now he's in a tight race for the Calder Trophy with Lane Hutson, but right now at this moment of time, it's looking like Lane Hutson probably has the edge on Macklin Celebrini. Just the things he's doing as a defenseman are insane, but I mean, it doesn't take away from Macklin Celebrini at all. He has been unreal as well. But if you look down at the bottom, 5th in rookie scoring, Will Smith is right there. A lot of people did not expect to see that when the season started, but it's just so great to see these guys kind of come in the season where they're losing a lot of games and not lose that hope and not get down on themselves for losing those games, but going out there and just giving it their all, putting the points up on the board. I think it really shows for their character as such young players, and as they get older and as they develop, these guys are going to be insane players for this team. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on Macklin Celebrini, Will Smith down below in the comment section. What do you think about these guys? Do you think they're going to continue to break records in their NHL career? Love to hear from you guys down below in the comment section. And what do you think about the free agency? Is there really a shot that we get Mitch Marner? Let me know down below. If you enjoyed this one, leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel over here every day. Keeping you up to date on the latest Sharks news. If you want to check out a video we did the other day, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC. Keep your stick on the ice.